the match there of holding him off, giving him a point here there. But he just got overpowered there by the end of Piotrowski.
Yeah, great performance there by Travis Piotrowski, and really just as one of the standout wrestlers in all of college wrestling, let alone the Big Ten.
Yep.
And so here for 133, we are going to have Garrett Pepple versus Dylan Duncan at 133. Garrett Pepple, a redshirt sophomore from Kendallville, Indiana, out of East Noble High School. Currently on the season, he is 12-13 with 1 tech fall and 5 pins on the year.
And as for Illinois, Dylan Duncan, redshirt freshman from Lombard, Illinois, attended Montini Catholic High School there. He's 13-5 on the season. Another guy not currently ranked for the Illini, but having a spectacular season.
As we're looking forward from the last match, Piotrowski, that was only his 2nd pin on the year. So a guy who usually kind of takes the long way for his matches, almost used the entire time before he got that pin.
Yeah. You know, for Piotrowski, not as scintillating of a match as it was last year between Oliver, but a win's a win, when it's all said and done.
And we can get a pin that's even better. As we got pretty much a stalemate. Both guys seem to have each other's leg and keep kind of rolling up. Each guy swapping position on who has the advantage here.
Yeah, Pepple not letting go of Duncan's leg.
It looks like they're going to award the takedown to Duncan here as he's able to get behind Pepple and establish it and collect an arm.
Yeah, you can see Indiana's bench getting a little animated there. Fletcher Miller, their heavyweight.
Yeah, Fletcher Miller, or like you see the rest of the guys in the edge of the seat. Fletcher Miller's not even in his seat right now. And it looks like we're going to get a reversal from Pepple as he's able to not the score up, but we're going to get an escape immediately from Dylan Duncan. Great job working out of that by Pepple on that play.
Yeah, great job, and a lot more action here in this second match of the evening than the first one. Both guys going at it, very aggressive. Pepple, it looks like he wants to set the tone here for the Hoosiers, wants to keep them in it early.
Yeah, 6-0 pinfall. We saw what happened last time against Nebraska, built out an early lead. This time they fall behind a little bit. And against a team like Illinois, falling behind early is probably one of the last things you want to do, especially with the guys they have later on, including Isaiah Martinez, among others.
Yeah, you know, we'll talk about Martinez more once we get to him. But currently ranked number 2 in the nation, and among all the polls, that's kind of the consensus too. There's no variation. He's one of the best wrestlers for his weight class, and the accolades he's garnered for himself too in his college career. He's one of those athletes. All the Big Ten teams seem to have 1 or 2 of those guys where their career achievements are just off the charts. Nationals and All-American awards galore. And Martinez is one of those guys.
Without a doubt, one of the top wrestlers in the nation from one of the top wrestling programs. And as we get out of a stoppage after Garrett Pepple needed to fix a contact lens in his eye. And for Dylan Duncan, last time out, he took on Jared Simmons of Maryland and got the tech fall 16-0. In fact, he's won 3 matches in a row, all against quality opponents. And that's going to do it for the second period, or excuse me, the first period as we move on to the second. And as we get a look here, as we look as he climbs the ladder, trying to bring him down.
Duncan was airborne there. That was impressive.
And that ignited the trading places a little bit as Duncan is going to start down. That's a great job establishing position by Garrett Pepple, grabbing an arm, and he's got position. Looks like close to a takedown. Referee not going to award it. But Pepple immediately switching the riding time, getting it over into his positive territory as he's riding the back of Duncan at this point. A little stall warning on Garrett Pepple. And they're going to award the escape to Duncan. Duncan currently second on the team in wins with 12 and leads the team in major decisions with 4 this year. Currently has a 4-2 lead on Garrett Pepple from the redshirt freshman.
Good move by Duncan. Pepple grabbing his leg there.
Yeah. Pepple looking to try and reestablish position. from before, but Duncan is able to get a leg, has him pinned to his face almost.
Man, you see these guys get in such positions, their bodies get so contorted, it's just a wonder there aren't more serious injuries.
Yeah, the way Pepple's head was kind of bending there, I was kind of tensing myself there, waiting for something bad to happen there, but he's able to slip out of it, and now we got it looks like we're going to have another, some more riding time there for Dylan Duncan as he comes out to a 6-2 lead with about 20 seconds remaining in the period.
Just flipped the clock in his favor. There were 15 seconds of riding time built up for Pepple, up to 7 seconds now for Duncan.
Yeah, both guys really trading in riding time advantage back and forth thus far to start the early going. Garrett Pepple last time out faced Brian Pesca of Nebraska and managed to get the pin in 1 minute and 56 seconds. It was his 5th pin on the season.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case for Weaver tonight. He'll have to battle his way back into this one.
Option to start down is going to go to Pepple. He's going to choose the down position as we get a look here.
And again, you see what Pepple's trying to do here, just trying to get that escape point early. Maybe get a reversal, get himself a couple points, get him back in this. Down by 4. Not insurmountable, but with 1 minute 50 to go, he's going to have to do something quick. Yeah,
and unlike Elijah Oliver versus Travis Petrowski, riding time not a factor here, as it's under a minute in favor of Duncan, which won't accrue any points. So as long as Pepple can escape here within the next 10 seconds and get a couple reversals, he was right back in this thing with about 1 minute and 30 left.
Mm-hmm. Duncan, you see, really like starting to slow things down now, just trying to build up some of that riding time. You looked at the end of the second period there, you actually looked over to his coach and was asking riding time, trying to see if that's what he should go for. And it looks like that's the strategy. He's now built up over 1 minute of that riding time.
Yeah, he's at about 1 minute 20 now with about 1 minute to go left in the actual the actual match. And it looks like he's got Pepple in a pretty tough predicament right now. He's got both an arm and a leg. And Pepple there's not a whole lot he can do when you're in a position like that.
Yeah, Pepple's struggling. It looks like he's trying to get Duncan on his back, but it's not.
Looks like official's gonna blow for a stall, and we're gonna start down with Pepple in the down position.
45 seconds to go here.
It's going to have to work pretty quickly here if he hopes to get back in with 45 seconds to go. And Pepple looking for the escape, but can't quite get it as basically planting himself firmly in the ground is Duncan. And both guys kind of crawling like spiders at the side there, trying to get a leg out. Looks like Pepple's going to almost slip out of there. Gets one leg over the top, basically in a handstand, and flips to the ground. We almost had a pin there. Almost back-to-back pins, about 30 seconds remaining in the third period. Looks like Pepple's going to try and get a reversal, and he's got him from behind. Referee not signaling in the call. He's not quite all the way around, and Pepple is going to try and dig his face in. He's got about 7 seconds left. He's going to hope anything, but doesn't look like the comeback's going to happen as we wind down, and it's going to be a victory for Dylan Duncan over Garrett Pepple. That is his 13th win on the year by a score of 6-2. So 2 victories for Illini to start the first set of matches.